Now, you are all a part of a community now, and that's what Mogul Mastermind really is about. It's investors helping other investors. It's not just an event, it's education, it's not just networking, although those are great reasons to be here. It's a community of investors helping other investors, and that's what's making it so special.
Canada's population is shrinking, and this is the first time in the history of the country that we are seeing a declining population. For the third consecutive quarter, and basically from January to April, we saw 55,000 more residents leave the country. So year over year, a contraction of 0.5%, as opposed to a 3% growth in 2024 when we saw 1.2 million residents come to Canada. So that's quite interesting. However, the only province in the country that continues to grow, we're living in it. In 2026 alone, we added nearly 9,000 people. Prices are up 6% from 2024. And then if we look at 3 years ago, prices are up 15%. So for people that decided to hang on to their properties in Hamilton, it's dropped 21%. Calgary, Edmonton, Saskatoon, and Ottawa each grew their luxury markets by over 10%. Luxury in Edmonton is defined as any property that is 1.5 million or above. And in the first 4 months, we saw 65 sales in Edmonton. I'm sure Bar handled all of those. Nearly 48% growth year over year. Saskatoon, $900,000. We've seen non-U.S. exports surge by 22%, and that's offsetting a 6.1% decline in U.S.-bound exports. 52% increase in energy exports to international markets. So we definitely are, obviously we're having our current challenges with the United States, but we are a resilient population, and we're going to go and find customers elsewhere. And this information certainly shows that a lot of energy companies are being successful in Alberta.
Mitch Peterson built his real estate foundation not just from finance or from family connections, but from Alberta farmland and a systems-driven mindset. So in just 24 months, he developed a portfolio of more than 20 rent-to-own properties across Alberta.
The question was, why rent-to-own, essentially? What do I like about it? And the answer is, I love the built-in risk mitigation. I'm not just going out and buying a property, then trying to find tenants who might trash it, and all I have is a security deposit. My clients are, I can't use the term invested because legally they're not invested, but they are invested in becoming homeowners. So they have a lot of money into it, and they take good care of the house. Also, I really like, the question was, why rent-to-own, essentially? What do I like about it? And the answer is, I love the built-in risk mitigation. I'm not just going out and buying a property, then trying to find tenants who might trash it, and all I have is a security deposit. My clients are, I can't use the term invested because legally they're not invested, but they are invested in becoming homeowners. So they have a lot of money into it, and they take good care of the house. So that's kind of my favorite group of people to work with. I also really like working with small business owners who make really good money through their business, but are very tax efficient and don't claim that much. So we can help them strategize about how to claim a little bit more for a couple of years, get the mortgage, and then go back to being efficient. Great question. The question was, how often do things go sideways, basically? Really across the portfolio that my mortgage broker works with, she has about 20% non-success rate. So about 80% succeed. So I put some numbers together here, just a rough example of a deal. It was in a smaller town, so it's a lower purchase price. But we were able to buy the house for $238,900. We got a bit of a discount. It was listed a bit higher, and its market value was actually higher. We got a really good deal. That put the future purchase price in 36 months at $268,700. So bit of appreciation there. And this one actually is set to close. It got just a CMA done on it the other day, and it's over $275,000. So the tenant buyer's actually getting some good money in the buy when they buy it as well.
On all three of these, the rent-to-owns, the VTBs, and the AFSs, you want to make sure that whoever you're dealing with, you're in business with, trusts you and you trust them, and you're working together. Obviously, problems will arise, but try to keep things as copacetic as possible. All three of the strategies you've heard tonight, rent to owns, agreements for sale, vendor take back, financing, they're tools in the toolbox of investments, like a joint venture, like a partnership agreement, like a holding corporation. Whether that tool is useful to you in your circumstances will be very fact specific and specific to your particular background. Paying out the mortgage at the very end. It allowed my client to go in, do a lift on all of the units in the buildings, and then go and get CMHC financing and cleared $1 million of equity out. And you turn around and put that into another building. And so also contemplate that when you go in. Our agreement has death and, you know, it also contemplates divorce, death, incapacity, addiction. These are things that, you know, when we as lawyers sit around a table, having a beer, having a good time, think about how can things go wrong? And, you know, you plan for all of those things.
But, you know, as investors, I think you can't go into these thinking, hey, this is going to be great. I don't have to have a mortgage. I can't qualify for a mortgage. Look, I can do all this stuff. If you have no plan B, you might get burned.